Ladies and gentlemen, the theme of this workshop is Beyond 10 Years of TADAT Assessment, Building Stronger Tax Systems for Tomorrow. So allow me to convey my heartfelt congratulations to the IMF TADAT Secretariat on its milestones of 10 years achievements. My appreciation goes to the IMF Afritac South for its excellent work and continued support to Mauritius and to sub-Saharan Africa since its establishment here. And I hear the Director, Afritac South, I think we should consider extending TADAT to customs. And I must tell you that at government level, we're also considering PEFA at the moment. In Mauritius, the recently elected government has embarked on a wide range of transformation of the public sector with reform and modernization at the top of its agenda. In fact, our motto is reform, perform, transform. It is in this context that in the 2025-2026 budget speech, the Honourable Prime Minister announced the setting up of reforms and innovation units in all ministries and departments, and that's why our budget was called Innovative Mauritius. In the field of revenue administration, we have come up with some bold reforms. One major transition has been in relation to succession planning. I remember the last time I came to this building, there was a different Director General. And therefore, since July 2025, the Mauritius Revenue Authority has a new Director General, Mr. Rohit Ramnawaz, a seasoned financial expert with over 35 years of experience in the fields of banking, taxation, finance, and international business. He brings with him a wealth of leadership experience and strategic vision for modernizing tax administration in Mauritius. But beyond that, he's a man of values, and that's what's most important. This government is all about values, and our values for public finances are accountability, transparency, responsibility, and reliability. And these values are epitomized by your new Director General. The Mauritius Revenue Authority will inevitably make the leap to adapt to the changing economic challenges, coupled with a business environment driven more increasingly by e-commerce, digital assets, and cryptocurrencies, while simultaneously fighting tax evasion and preventing the flow of illicit funds. This will require more investments in information technology and automation of many processes in tax administration, especially when our government in Mauritius, we want to digitalize the whole public services, and we want to digitalize commerce in Mauritius. And I think Africa at the same time is an economy on the app. So tax administrations will have to innovate and review their processes. And I'm very happy that the MRA, under the leadership of the new DG, is taking leaps and bounds moving ahead on that. Indeed, ladies and gentlemen, succession planning at the apex of the Revenue Authority was critical and has been implemented. At the level of the Ministry of Finance, we have given strict instructions for proper succession planning in each and every department of the MRA. The orientation of the MRA is also being revamped with greater focus and commitment to fiscal transparency and equity. Through fiscal transparency, our aim is to enhance public trust in the tax system, reduce opportunities for tax evasion and corruption, and above all, promote voluntary tax compliance. We will also bring more equity, that is, fairness in the tax system. Through horizontal equity, our objective is to make sure that taxpayers in similar situations are treated equally. By promoting vertical equity, we shall ensure that taxpayers in different financial situations are treated fairly but differently, based on their ability to pay. In a nutshell, we will lay the foundation for a tax system that is fairer, more effective, and more trusted by the people we serve. Dear friends, as we continue modernizing our public finances, ensuring an efficient use of resources and boosting our economic growth, we have introduced the performance-based budgeting system. With the new system, our objectives are straightforward. Make public institutions more efficient by ensuring that every rupee spent leads to real results. And in fact, in our budget speech, we did say that we want to find savings of 5 billion rupees in efficiencies at public sector bodies. And increase accountability and transparency in managing public resources. I think if you read the Director of Audit's report every year in Mauritius, you will see, and I think it's the same in every country that is here, you will see there's a huge scope of achieving efficiencies and saving public funds. Ladies and gentlemen, with funding based on program results and a new method of performance monitoring, the system is expected to build trust among citizens and investors, since they can see how public money is spent and the results achieved. This can help reduce deficits by keeping tighter control over unnecessary spending and strengthening fiscal discipline. I understand that the TADAT framework is made up of several performance outcome areas with measurable achievements. So with the new reform that I just mentioned, Mauritius is aligning with international good practices. As I mentioned earlier, this regional workshop brings together 22 African countries. At the regional level, our continent faces many challenges. One major challenge is the optimization of revenue collections. The importance of raising revenues in the African continent, characterized by the highest number of low-income countries and widespread poverty, cannot be underestimated. As members of the continent, it is my conviction that instead of relying on grants and donor support, we should also aim at raising sufficient financial resources from our domestic economy to meet the demands and aspirations of our citizens, especially in the context of internal and external shocks that we live every day. Our revenue administration is the core of our tax collection mechanism and is the backbone of a sustainable and inclusive economy. Its effectiveness and efficiency determines our potential for income redistribution and our public investment strategy. Every additional rupee or dollar that a tax administration can collect is one additional rupee dollar that can be put back in the pockets of the poor, the disadvantaged, and the low-income earners of the country. For this to happen, our tax administration needs to constantly improve its efficiency and effectiveness, and TADAT training is one that effectively contributes to achieving this goal. Launched in 2015, the TADAT tool helps revenue administrations to assess, diagnose, and ultimately improve the performance of our tax administration system using internationally recognized standards and best practices. In my humble view, all countries could undergo a TADAT assessment. And with the new field guides, which introduces new dimensions, the scope for undergoing TADAT anew. This workshop is a timely opportunity to take stock of lessons learned and to chart the way forward by coming up with a new or updated TADAT field guide. It is also an occasion to strengthen regional collaboration, to exchange knowledge and best practices, and to reaffirm our shared commitment to building tax systems that are fair, efficient, and capable of meeting the challenges of tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, Sound public financial management begins with effective revenue mobilization. I would like to extend my sincere appreciation to all of you, policymakers, tax administrators, development partners, and experts for your continued engagement in building an efficient tax administration for an enhanced revenue mobilization. I trust that you will use this workshop to renew our common vision for the future, a future in which tax systems underpinned inclusive growth, strengthen trust between citizens and the state, and provide the foundation for resilient economies across our region. Together, we can build tax systems that optimize revenue collections, whilst at the same time earn the trust of the people it serves. And before I end, I would like, because workshops are about lifelong learning, and I'd like just to share with you a few words from our father of the nation, because we are celebrating his 125th birth anniversary on the 18th of September. So pre-election, he was made first-time minister in the then government, and he had the choice to become finance minister, but he opted for education. And there was one reason why he opted for education. And he believed that education, which in today's world, it's lifelong learning, it's part of education. He believed that education would transform the destiny of Mauritius. And there was one line that this Prime Minister keeps telling me and telling us. He always said that his father, the father of the nation, said that education converts an empty mind into an open mind. And this is what I think lifelong learning does to people. Because in this world of change, of constant change, we really have to have an open mind to adapt to change, to manage the change, to embrace the change, to face the change. And we need to have all the values to be able to succeed. And we will not succeed if we don't keep trying. So with these words, I declare the workshop open. Very good morning. Thank you.